Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Your boy's back. It's been a long week. We disappeared for a while, but we're back. The title of the video, as you see, is called "Is There a White Genocide in South Africa?" Because really, this is something that I think is worth talking about. We must be talking about this because there's a lot of people who insinuate that white people in South Africa are getting killed. And in this video, I just want to explore reasons why people would believe such a thing. So I say, let's get into this video and, just observe the drama as it was unfolding this week between Trump and Ramaphosa as they held a meeting at the Oval Office talking about trade issues and race relations in South Africa and white people who are farmers leaving South Africa going to the United States to be refugees.
That we've just seen on the screen.
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know.
But you know that
Pick anyone. White South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say that they were attacked violently. And,
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it isn't?
well, I could do that.
Those are hectic. That's hectic. Just pointing out those things. But what's funny is with those images, we don't particularly know if they are really from South Africa. I mean, there's a video from Katli Moahi of Citizen Concerned actually refuting this, that, that image in particular is not from even South Africa. I think it's from the DRC or something. So just look for yourself, man. Just watch.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it isn't?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried.
Now, out of the images that Donald Trump presented, they even managed to sneak in images of events that took place in the DRC. This is an image that Donald Trump presented for all the world to see. And guess what? It's not even from South Africa. It is actually a video of Red Cross employees working in DRC after black women were sexually
Fake news. I'm telling you, man. Telling you. There's a lot of people who claim that there's a genocide in South Africa. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna need us to read the definition of genocide. But first, I want us to complete this so that you see this is actually from a different country. This is not even from South Africa. And this is not to say, ladies and gentlemen, there is no farm murders in South Africa. We know there's a lot of farm murders happening. Plus, there's a wide exclusion from the mainstream economy, especially if you look at the angle of jobs. White people are excluded from a lot of government jobs and private sector jobs because of BEE and employment equity issues that say that, we have to redress historical injustices. That is what is happening. We can accept that. We can deal with it. But to say in South Africa, there's a genocide and white people get killed for fun, for play, for games, to destroy their lives, it's ridiculous, man. Because this week I was somewhere and I happened to hang around a lot of white people playing pool. They were playing pool table. They're having fun. They're drinking beer. Everything is amazing there. I didn't see no genocide. I work with white people where I work. There's no genocide over there. There's no genocide. I don't know, man. A lot of people that I know there's no genocide in South Africa. So I don't know, man.
abused and burned by their fellow black people.
Ain't that song? Ain't that amazing? Congo, bro. This is Congo content.
That image was released on a YouTube channel in February, but some people would rather we keep quiet about that, right?
And you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw in that movie, those are officials. Those are people that were in office. They had one march, they had a dance in your...
So somebody in Trump's administration lied to the big O Donald. The Great White Hope. Somebody lied to the Great White Hope and sneaked that image over there as a claim that there's a white genocide in South Africa. Ain't that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? I want us to read the definition of a genocide. What is a genocide? Here they say genocide is the intentional and systemic destruction of a group of people, such as an ethnic, racial, or religious group, by the deliberate killing of its members or by destroying its cultural and social institutions. It involves actions taken with the intent to destroy the group's existence in whole or in part through various means like mass murder. There's no mass murder, physical and psychological harm. I mean, a lot of white people I know are not experiencing physical or psychological harm. Like, we get it equally in South Africa. We are all equal as far as experiencing a bad life is concerned. You get what I'm saying? And destruction of culture and society. Well, on the destruction of culture, we can give them a go ahead on that, because I know people are so angry at Kleinfontein, they are angry at Orania, and we are seeing what do you call this? The Bella Act is in full force, trying to do away with the Afrikaner culture in basic education. So there we can give them a point. But to say there's a genocide in South Africa is ridiculous, because also the definition of genocide means that all of these things that you are doing, they are directly and intentionally meant to erase white people from the face of the earth. I don't think that is what is happening in this country. Well, the ANC, you know, they have policies where they claim they are doing a redress. You know, they are fixing injustices of the past. And we all agree that should happen. However, we all disagree on what the ANC is doing to try to redress. You know, they are doing reverse racism. They've put in place BEE, employment equity. They've put in place 142 race-based laws that discriminate against the whites. Okay. Fine. You get what I'm saying? We do not agree with that particular formula. We do not agree that that should happen. We should have something better, a system that awards merit, you know, that awards talent and skills, instead of the patronage system or giving people jobs and opportunities based on skin color. We do not want that type of a situation, you know? We do not want somebody to be a CEO of a wonderful company just because they happen to have a particular skin color. We want somebody to be a CEO because they can do the job. Why are we so obsessed with skin color? Because reverse racism is racism. That is my whole point, ladies and gentlemen. We live right now with a racist ANC government that is segregating against the whites as far as opportunity is concerned. However, to insinuate that there's a genocide and white people are targeted and killed intentionally with an intention to wipe them off the face of South Africa is ridiculous to me. So let us get back to the videos.
Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, you are so bad. You're such a bad reporter. This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a report from President Ramaphosa? Your reaction to those videos?
And just, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand this. Whether you agree or disagree with Rama or Donald Trump about anything, really, that's an opinion. Even me, the things I'm saying here are my opinions, really. You know, I'm willing for people to debate with me on these things, because I might be wrong, and I think that a lot of people who say there's a genocide in South Africa are wrong, and I have a right to articulate that, and I can prove, as I've shown, that there's no genocide in South Africa. These claims are ridiculous. But whether or not you agree or disagree with both these men, I need you to see that in front of you, as like two types of men are sitting in front of you. This guy, he'll always lie. So Rama is a liar. We know he's gonna spread the Rama on that bread, man. He's gonna lie to you with a straight face. And he tries to brush off a lot of things, throw them under the carpet. He's gonna lie to make you feel good. I don't like those types of people. I like Big Don. Big Don is gonna tell you straight up, you are a fake reporter. You are horrible. Get Hillary. We like that. We like that, man. Tell us the truth. I think that is why people are gravitating towards independent media, and they are gravitating towards us, people on YouTube who are putting out content, because they are so tired of mainstream media always lying and gaslighting us, like Rama. They'll tell you that Rama is the best president ever and Donald Trump is the worst president ever. But if you look at the economies of the two countries will tell you that, hey, man, come on now, Big Dono.
President Trump, would you-
Well, I think the videos are so, no, when you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left.
Is that Tiri screaming there at the back? I think it's Tiri, the journalist.
One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land. They take your land and they kill you.
Yeah, no, that is not happening. People do not take your land and then they kill you. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to check how they managed to play EFF videos to claim that there's a genocide in South Africa. Well, that is hate speech, The EFF are singing about killing white people. Horrible. We do not approve of that. We do not subscribe to that. We do not like that. However, ladies and gentlemen, to say that there's a white genocide in South Africa, and your proof of that is that there's a man whose political party has 9% of the vote is singing about kill the bull, kill the farm. I mean, that is ridiculous. That cannot be proof that there's a genocide. And also, Americans are so big on the idea of freedom of speech. It's like, which one is it really? Elon Musk is so big on the idea of freedom of speech. I do not agree with the song. I do not approve the song. I do not like the song. I do not subscribe to the song. I hate the song. I do not even want to see it because it traumatizes little white kids. It makes a lot of people angry. It's unnecessary. However, ladies and gentlemen, this free speech thing, when does it work really? It works when it's convenient for some people, but when it's not convenient, all of a sudden it's not working anymore. I mean, if really we are honest and we say we approve people should have free speech, then Julius Malema should be able to sing about kill the farmer, kill the Boer. You may not like it. I don't like it. I don't want it to be, but it's like, if he decides to do it, he can do it. Freedom of speech. When does it end? When does it end, ladies and gentlemen? I just want to know all of that. So let's play here.
We are starting with this whiteness. You are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Oh, bro. This minister, I forgot her name, Zinzibeni or something like this. Why is she smiling when this song is being sung? And she's not even looking at the screen. And who's this guy? Who's this guy? Ladies and gentlemen, tough times. I applied for a job at Deco. I hope I get that job because this is crazy. our Minister Ronald Lamola, you know, I have nothing against these people, really. It's just about the principle of them doing things and the things they say. Ronald Lamola has been seen in multiple videos. I'm going to play you one of the videos where he said, we have to deal with the land question. I agree. Black people must have jobs. Inflation must get low. We must be able to afford and buy land ourselves. That is how we deal with the land question. We buy the land. I know a lot of black people buying land. Problem is a lot of people just don't want to work, bro. It's like people want to live a soft life, scamming people. People don't want to work hard anymore. It's crazy. Crazy times.
Come on, sir. The brewer, the farmer. The brewer, the farmer.
He's smiling.
Shoot to kill. Come on, sir.
That is ridiculous, bro. The fact that she's smiling when that song is being sung is crazy. But also, it is crazy on Donald Trump's administration side that to prove that there's a genocide, they play Malema singing "Kill the Farmer, Kill the Boer." We want to see videos of a genocide. You said there's a genocide. Show us videos of a genocide, please. We want to see a genocide. We don't want to see a man singing about "Kill the Farmer, Kill the Boer." No, we want to see a genocide. Stop. And then, ladies and gentlemen, what is interesting is that Rama brought some white guys who play golf with him to prove that there's no white genocide in South Africa. I mean, this is also ridiculous on his part. These people are crazy. Everybody is out of their mind. We need to press a reset button, ladies and gentlemen. Factory settings. Can we go back? And, you know, I wonder what is going to happen after all of this. Really, I wonder. Rama brought white guys who he play golf with to prove that there's no genocide. These guys are probably billionaires, man. These people do not represent ordinary white South Africans at all. At all. Majority white people are in the middle class or upper middle class. These guys are rich. These ones, the ones you're looking at. And he's trying to prove. I mean, he's even brought Johan Rupert in there. Johan Rupert owns almost everything in the country, bro. You are eating Masimba, then that guy probably has a share in there. ATM, a bank, everything. You know what I'm saying? You are drinking some Aquele. He probably has shares in Aquele. Those guys do not represent ordinary white South Africans, unfortunately.
Dad was a property developer as well as a part-time farmer. And yeah, some of these buddy farmers got killed. The farm is still going. My brothers run it. But it's a constant battle with farms they're trying to burn the farms down to chase you away. So it is a concern to try and make a living as a farmer, and at the end without farmers there's no food on the plate.
Ooh, this guy is putting Rama under the bars, dog.
So we need the farmers to produce the food.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't even want to do what you do.
Rama is not pleased with it, bro. These guys are smiling. Rama is not pleased hearing that. Look at him. Trump is like, yeah. This is the problem with having very, very rich friends, bro. They do not care because they can make their money anywhere else. And now they are in the same room with Donald Trump. It's like they're gonna tell the truth. But also, these people, they do not represent South Africans. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, ordinary South Africans are not as rich. But here he's talking about his brother when he was at a farm. It's like farm murders are happening in South Africa. It's a real thing. It's happening. It's a real thing. It's happening. We need to put resources into making sure that we deal with that particular problem. But there's no white genocide, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. I'm standing on that.
They love farming. They don't want to leave. But it's a struggle.
Yeah, and you know, food and fresh water is the most important thing in life. You know, without those two things, you can't survive.
How is the water there?
The water is great, obviously.
You was not expecting none of that.
All the water comes out of the borehole, out of ground for us down there. But yeah, it is a battle to get the water out sometimes when all the equipment gets stolen all the time that you're trying to get the
So
water
does your
out.
family and your brother, do they feel safe on the farm?
They live behind electric fences, you know, try and be
They don't feel safe at all.
at night safe. But it is constant whenever you leave that something could happen. And
There's nowhere.
Ooh, Rama is not pleased with none of that, and that is the truth. People are not safe in South Africa. It is not only on the farms, even us we not safe, and the government is making it difficult to own a gun and shoot a nigga when he's trying to play with you, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tell you, oh, if he's unarmed, don't shoot him. Man, this nigga tried to hit me with a fist. He's out of there. But if you shoot him, you might get in problem with the courts in South Africa, really. They must make it easy. You try me, you out of there, bro. And also, it must be easy for me to get a gun. The only thing I need is training. After I get a certificate, I can be able to buy a gun. All of these other things, that rules and legislations that you have, really just ridiculous. You're playing with our lives because SAPS, half the time they are asleep. You know, there's a lot of good, hardworking men and women in the SAPS, but nationally, SAPS we know is broken. The system is broken, and you cannot trust them with your life. Really, that's the truth.
you know, both of them has been attacked in their houses. My mom's been attacked in her house when she was 80. So it is difficult.
Oof, my guy just threw Rama under the bus. I was not expecting that. When I bookmarked this, I did not watch the whole video. And ladies and gentlemen, there's these graves. Apparently, each one of these crosses represent a white farmer that was killed in the farms. There are a lot of crosses. These are a lot of crosses. Ghana, 2018, bro. Alright. From what year are these graves? Like, from what year did they start putting these crosses here to represent each white farmer? Because I know that from 1980, South Africans, we used to have about 32,000 farmers from 1980, and about 3,000 farmers have been killed since 1980. Over 3,000 farmers have been killed. So this is stretched throughout a very long period. It's not happening within a very short space of time. So I cannot really say that there's a white genocide. And also, when we talk about farmers being killed, we are also talking about black farmers. We are also talking about colored and Indian farmers and Chinese South African farmers. And it's not just, just the white people who are doing farming, even though they are doing it. A lot of them are the ones who are ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this video that I'm about to play you, they're just going to talk about what happened, and I like the gentleman's perspective. You'll see the gentleman.
It's not just point scoring. It's something that
This one. So I thought I should play it and.
it's pervasive, isn't it? You know, the whole thing about the white genocide that Trump was calling out is something that people on the whole in the West wouldn't be prepared to call out because it's a crime being committed against white people. If it's a crime being committed against ethnic minorities, oh yeah, we'll all jump up and down and we'll absolutely bang the table. But if white people are the subject of the attack, it does get brushed under a carpet.
True, that's facts. And he's capturing it very well. What is happening is that racism is happening against the white people in South Africa. It is racism, not white genocide. It's a racist system.
Is that true? Ukraine, is that true? I mean,
Well,
we've admitted hundreds of thousands of people from that country.
That is white on white action in Ukraine. But I'm talking about domestically. I'm talking particularly with the DEI progressive agenda. And I think it does apply. It does apply, for example, to the Israeli-Gazan conflict. Israel, big bad bully. Gaza, all very nice Palestinians. You've had Lamy out today threatening sanctions against Israel. It's an absolutely performative load of nonsense. We hardly have any trade with Israel. And then saying that, we're going to stop exporting arms to Israel. We hardly export any arms to Israel. It's all garbage. It's all wrapped up in this progressive discrimination, the favoring of minority ethnicities against this nasty big white man, of which, by the way, I'm not, I'm half Pakistani. And so that's why partly I applaud Trump. And Rupio is absolutely right. Why wouldn't you take 59 white, capable, economically contributing refugees who will actually benefit the US economy? I would take them ahead of other people. Absolutely.
Number two, are you still committed on the land? Hello, Mr. President. How are you, Mr. President? It's good to see you again. If you can indulge us, Mr. President, following your trip to the United States of America, there are developments and some people are saying your administration is attempting to bend the rules for Elon Musk's Starlink. What is your take on that? Number two, are you still committed on the land expropriation without compensation? And your take on this controversial song that is a struggle song. You have never spoken publicly about it, but in America, you denounced it.
I'm at a funeral. Yeah, I'm at a funeral, and we are here to mourn, and I would prefer that I'm allowed to mourn.
It doesn't look like he's mourning, bro. Come on, guys. Come on, man.
And all these issues will be duly addressed properly. Here I've come to mourn my sister and the Deputy President of the ANC Women's League. So I am in a mood of mourning.
Meet him, I will tell him. I will say, you, Donald Trump, you are even worse because your forebears came to America. They found the native, the indigenous Americans. They wiped them out. They killed nearly all of them.
Shit. Kia perish. Brega 274. Ke bereka bjang go le so.
When I meet him, I will tell him. I will say, you, Donald Trump, you are even worse because your forebears came to...
Farmer is his wife and children.
Now, if you don't do what we are telling you to do, you're going to kill your wife, or you're going to rape your wife in front of you and kill her and rape even your children, the small one.
Rape the small one?
Yeah.
And how small a child would they
Even
rape?
at the age of 2 years, very young. Very young. So that he can feel a pain and say, oh guys, let me give you the money, you go, I save my children's life.
How does the father stop them? Because sometimes even though the farmer's saying, stop, I'll give you everything, even then they still rape the child. Why would that be? Is it that they don't want to stop them, they just want to make him scared?
Yes, that's to an extent. You say, okay, stop guys, I'll give you whatever you want now.
Yeah.
They just make one example. So they say, this guy, they can do it.
Maybe it'll take one child and hurt one child.
Yes.
Yes.
And rape right in front of him. They say, oh no guys, please, let me give you everything, whatever you want, so that you will leave my children and go.
So often the gangs don't steal anything, leaving seemingly empty-handed. And I feel ill at the thought after raping a man's 2-year-old or his wife in front of him, after you've taken his dignity and destroyed the things he loves the most. What is there left to take? It's barbarity beyond anything I imagine.
Fancy Conference Centre outside Pretoria. He made it clear that it soon will.
There will be expropriation of some of the white-owned farmlands. There will be expropriation of land that government needs to for roads or for residential purposes. So there will be expropriation.
We've talked to white farmers who say we are being attacked and not sufficiently protected by the government. and now our land is under threat as well. What they want to do is get rid of us. What's your response to that?
It's not true. There's no such a thing. There is no crime targeted to white people in South Africa. It's a crime that is happening in the farms, it's happening everywhere, and the government is doing its best to resolve the crime problem.